You're learning things in a way such that it very much takes you out of the professional bubble that you might normally be in, associating with, people just at your company or just in your industry. And so that's really one of the lasting takeaways for me, is getting that diversity of perspectives. So I'm Ray. I work in strategy. What that means is I do corporate strategy for Visa, and we think about things like how do we work with different governments and banks and clients that we have. The course is designed to give people a feel for, what are the strategic interests that different actors have, be they states or governments or companies or, nonprofit organizations or what have you. And what are the ways in which those strategic interests interact with each other? And having that appreciation, I think, gives me a slightly different lens, a sharper lens, with which to view things that might be happening in, my line of work or in the world at large. We had a lot of practitioners who came in, and so, these are people who've actually, executed the coursework, so to speak, in the real world. Whether it's, some sort of international crisis or a war or what have you, to get the perspective from people who are actually involved in the decision-making, involved in the discussion that led up to those events, involved in how those events were managed. That perspective, I think, is really valuable, because you can't really get that from a newspaper article or history books. You kind of have to hear it from people who were there, and that was a very unique opportunity, I think, that all of us enjoyed. You get a different worldview from the people that you're interacting with in the program, in your cohort and peer group. So, we had a couple of diplomats, for example, right? Obviously public sector jobs, and that's very different from the private sector experience that I had. And those different worldviews, I think, and the various perspectives that different individuals coming from just very different experiences bring, all of that results in a very dynamic and diverse environment. So when you put together, the course foundation, what we learn from the professors, how the practitioners bring it to life, and then the peer group that, we interact with, learn together with, and how we learn from each other, those are the components that I think came together in such a good experience. I'm regularly in touch with, the people who went through the course together with me. One of the things that we all take away is how much things have broadened for us in terms of the network that we have, the different type of sectors and industries that we can learn about and tap into through that wider network that we established with each other.